All right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. This topic is titled Repeat. It is repeating some things that was said yesterday. Somewhere along the line, the Most High Yah want me to repeat some things that I said yesterday because somewhere along the line he says that one is going to be in the midst, and that one needs it to be repeated. So it's important that I go over only a section of what I spoke about, partial of what I spoke about yesterday. And you know what? Somewhere in it, it's being said, but I don't know if you're getting it. So I'm going to repeat it again today. And I'm not going to give uh, my testimony of what I went through yesterday to get to the fullness of what the Father was saying to me, but I'm just going to go in as He lead me tonight. Um, and we're going to go into Isaiah chapter uh, 3 because we're going to talk about um, what He laid on my heart to talk about, to add on, and to repeat what was said yesterday. What He said is something that's very useful. And what I mean when I say it's very useful, if you got a spiritual backpack, you're going to need this. You're going to definitely need what I'm about to say. What the Father wanted me to grip, and I gripped it, but He want me to repeat it again today because it's someone out there that at the sound of my voice along the line, they were here yesterday and they're going to be here today. Um, unless they wasn't here yesterday, but He said repeat it. And what I'm about to repeat is some really good food for the spirit. See, you guys, the Father clammed on top of the fact that this book is not the word, it is words. And it leads us to many of things. But one place it does not take you to, and that is the Ruach. The Ruach chooses you. A book can't take the Ruach to you. The Father in heavens chooses you, not you choose Him. Okay? What I am gripping is things are taking place and have been for some time. And we have been so drilled to believe all the things that we are told about who Yah is, who He was, and who He's going to be. And this is the reason why we have no respect for the power. Because when they taught about the Most High Yah, they didn't teach you that He is all power. But if we give that power to ourselves, then what is that saying? Then if we are all power, why can't we get out of the situations we are in and we have been in as an individual, as a tribe, as the house of Israel, as the tribe of Judah, as a people, period. It is like in the ocean and we're just swimming in hope not to drown. But we have given ourselves more power than we should have, because flesh is not entitled to power. It's only entitled to one thing, and that's the grave. Father, I don't know where you're going with this. This is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. What you see in the world today is individuals wanting to be so much like Yah, to where if it was possible and they could really capture the world, they would try to steal the throne, even though the throne is not on earth. But you leave it to them. They think within themselves that they have the power to make a difference in this world that they did not even create. And they won't give the glory to he that created it from the beginning to the end. They won't give the glory and honor to him because they're so busy giving it to themselves. You know what? What he was breaking down to me again, and I was more so like, but didn't we talk about that yesterday, Father? Yeah. He said, Deborah, didn't I tell you they're not going to get it? So I'm like, okay, but why should I repeat it? Because there's somebody out there that needs it. This is potent. The Father is telling me, Deborah, the things in which you see the elites and the powers that be, the things you actually see in them take on, they cannot take on these things without it being written. Without it being written. He keep telling me about Proverbs 16 and verse 4. He said, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. But it's somebody out there he's talking to tonight. That one is out there. And don't forget, that one could be many, but it's the one spiritual one he's talking about. Not the number one, but the spiritual one that's out there. Proverbs 16, verse 4. He said to me that it's so simple as how I said it yesterday. It's just that simple. He said, Deborah, if you take this to a third grader and you read that to them, they would have question to open the light out of that one verse. That's how easy it is, he said. But what he's saying is there's so much darkness in the bodies of people that no matter how you break it up and break it down, they ain't gonna see it. They ain't gonna get it. He began to say Proverbs 16 carries so much power in the spirit realm till the world can't even embrace it. It actually leading you to the fullness that even the wicked and the evil is created to bring forth the dark days. And when you understand that, you tend to understand why it is said. It is not just so that it is said, but it is felt that you fear the Most High Yah. You can't fear him if you don't know the ability of his power. You can't fear him. It's missing. The fear of Yah is missing. It's here in those that he has instilled it and branded in before he sent them down here. But to the world, they have no fear of Yah. You got people talking about just repent. How can they repent? And who are they repenting to? When they have given all the power and authority to themselves to the point where they feel that, hey, I can do any and all things. I'm a God. I got the power to do this, to have this, go here and here and here and do. But yet you don't see no working among Judah. None whatsoever. They trying to get big. They trying to get bloated. They trying to get recognized. But the more and more they going out to be these things, to become these things, Yah is causing them all to stumble. They're going to be stumbling all over the place. You see? To where no one is going to cause them to stumble. They're going to be stumbling over their own. Like this is here they walking. This is how Yah going to have them going. Why? They have not only canceled out his power, they have canceled out the pen needle of light, which is the hope to pull out of darkness. You can't pull out of it if you don't have the light, and you can't see a pen needle of light. So all you see is darkness. So that's about it. You can't pull out if you can't see the pen needle of light. And when you see that pen needle of light, you got to see that as hope. And then you got to take that hope and hope in something, somebody outside of yourself, outside of the flesh on this earth. That pen needle of light suffer you to gain hope. But they don't even have the mindset to see the pen needle of light, to have that hope in them, that there's someone that has created all things that's more powerful than me, you, and anything on this earth. We cannot give the glory and the honor to ourselves, then put him on the back burner. All in the name of thinking that we're smarter than the Creator himself. We're wiser than the Creator himself. We have more knowledge than the Creator himself. Because we think we can change. We have the ability to speak a certain way that's going to change the whole universe. Can't be done. Won't be done. So he's going to cause them to be stumbling over their own feet. And this is what you're going to see in this day and time. People falling over their own. No one is going to cause them to stumble. They're going to be stumbling over their own feet. Because y'all going to make sure every time they try to take a step, they're going to take 2 steps back, stumbling over their own feet. All because of where we are at right now in this moment. I got confused myself until he explained it to me. The Father had to explain to me, just because you in this book, don't ever think this book is in order. Only order is the one in heaven. And for it is written in perfect order. You see? You can't bring nothing down on this earth and think you're going to master it in the righteous order, because it don't rest here on earth. You can't call nothing righteous outside of he that is righteous. But when we give people information, books, stories, hearing all these different kind of gods and all this God, this God. You're playing in the park with Satan. That's why I say I stand back, and you know how I told you the Father let me see the nakedness of my ex-husband? Guess what, y'all? I can see the nakedness of Satan. I see his nakedness. But you could not tell people on this earth the nakedness of Satan. They wouldn't believe it because they have given him so much authority and so much power when it ain't him, it's self. It is easy for us to keep saying, oh, Satan, the demons. No. Search you. That's the worstest enemy, itself. When we tell you how worse yourself is, it's not going to allow you to understand Yah. In the way, this day, I ain't gonna say no days, this day, your own flesh won't let you understand him in the way you need to this day. I battled with the fact that, wait a minute, I'm reading over here and it seemed like we hear it. Then I read over here, it seemed like we passed that. Then I read over here, then I seem like we coming up to that. Then I read over here, it looked like we done that. And he said, Deborah, because just as you said it very well said, this is not the word. This is words. This is what we were to study. And with the Ruach, where the mystery rests in, that he has given to his servants to bring forth. And that's what we're going to do tonight. But the Father said, we can't even put revelation in the order in which man has stacked it upon itself. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because he said we need the Holy Spirit to show us the order of revelation. We need the Holy Spirit. Because you see Magog in two locations. You see Magog war when Satan is in the chained down for 1,000 years. When he come up, his mission is to go to Magog, because all of the other countries gonna have joined with Magog. Now you go to Ezekiel 37, 38. Now you see Magog as if it's a war today. Let's pull it up. The Father say they took it and they not only did they smear it, they put different parts so you won't be able to master the order. That's why when the true servants pull up of the Most High Yah, they're giving you the order, and your ear is rejecting it because it's used to the dark order and not the light order. So what he's explaining to me is, you take all this energy telling me what the elites is doing and how they doing it. They doing this and doing that. He said, instead of taking it, take it what they doing and apply it to what I'm doing. Because I'm the one has the order, not them. He showed it to me. He showed it to me. Everything they're doing, they doing it in the order and the ability that was given unto them. But heaven had it already wrote up that it's going to come. it's going to be. So what we have to do is, when the Ruach is teaching us from the inside, remember the lessons he give us in us and how he's teaching us. Because as we listen to him, this is how we see what they doing. I sit back and I see people chasing numbers. You got several people on this Devil Play platform chasing numbers. And they believe that Yah has given them the gift and the ability to chase numbers. And numbers tell you only the dark side. That's deep to me. The numbers only tell you the movement, as they say, I didn't say this, of the dark side. So how does it glorify Yah? How does it magnify Yah? How does it edify Yah for you to master numbers? And in them numbers, it tells you what Satan's doing. That's deep. That is one of the heaviest hidden witchcraft and sorcery on the face of the earth. Same thing with the pyramid. The eyes where they got, you can see it on the dollar sign, and the pyramid. All of it is wrapped up into sorcery and witchcraft. Man is worshiping an entity loaded with darkness, and they have no idea. Because someone is telling us, Antioch and all this over in Africa, how there was a God before the God and all. Look, let me tell you something. No matter who these people are, to these people, and these people are studying this, they learning this, and they coming back and telling all Judah, all this trash. But when it all said and done, pull up that power, and they ain't one of them. Now one couldn't do it. Pull up that power, and they ain't one of them. They couldn't do it. But I, Sister Deborah, would tell you, I would challenge any of them to try the power Yah has given me with the power you know your God has. And I can tell you, they would lose 100. There's no power. It is sorcery and witchcraft. They are feeding themselves. And they listening to all these different voices that's detached to this pyramid, this Egypt, and this and this. Baby, please, it's just like a people who want to. I tell you what they're doing. They building their own Yah, which is their own God. You know how Israel went and they took all that jewelry and they built a calf. Now, do you think, now I'm gonna show you, when we show you how sick your people are, let me tell you how sick your people are. You got your Negroes, now I ain't gonna call them Negroes. You got Judith right now trying to seek reparations. If they gave you all $1,000, you'd be killing each other and breaking in houses to rob each other for it. Did not they come out of Egypt with all the jewelry? Not only did they come out of it with jewelry, their children had jewelry all over them. And what did they do with all the jewelry? They built them an idol god. This is the same people. You are the same people, Judah. Same mindset, no different. But you got these people who think they can speak so elegant. They can pronounce the words. They can say it to the point where everybody just think they can just melt because of what they said. And they have no idea. When you're dealing in sorcery and witchcraft and darkness like that, you're going to be able to master anything that you say, but you ain't going to be able to bring power to it. You're going to be able to say it, But you will not and shall not bring any power to the gods in which you think you serve, even to yourself. I don't know where along the line that this many of our Judah men are proclaiming that they are gods. They have no idea. You cannot claim that you are gods. You need to go back to the drawing board. I tell you what, you need to go back, take your head, hit it in the concrete, and wake up. Because until you're able to see the true creator, you can't see yourself. They don't understand that. You cannot see yourself as a God when you have not seen Yah for who he is. How can you be a God and you have not seen him to be the creator with all power? But you're going to see yourself to be a God. How can you get your definition of a God in your flesh if you have not got the fullness of the one who is the creator of your flesh and the power rests in them? This is what's being taught all over Judah and Israel in such a time as this. It's like, to me, as a prophetess in the wilderness, they going strictly backwards. I mean, backwards and smiling, joyful, going backwards. I'm serious, you guys. They're going backwards and they're happy about it. No one is pressing. When I said no one, I don't mean like no one. What I mean, it's so many going backwards to everybody is joining the bandwagon going backwards. Because to go forward, they would have to see the pin needle of light. And they don't want to have anything to do with the pin needle of light because they're so busy building up on them as gods. How can you be a God and you don't know the creator? How can that be? You don't know him. You don't know his power. So how is it that you are a carbon copy like unto him when you don't know him nor his power? But you know that you are, and you got in you the power. And that's what a lot of them are doing. Y'all, they have dipped in a level of witchcraft and sorcery that's out of this world, that has never hit the earth before. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what's on the earth today. A great level of witchcraft and sorcery. When you begin to talk about witchcraft, you hear a lot of people trying to apply it to women practicing. But baby, what these men are doing in Judah can blow a woman off the Empire State Building in what they are doing. That's the level of witchcraft and sorcery they're dealing in and have no idea. They think it's okay to put the creator on the back burner and they on the front burner, cutting up from the floor up. It's the way they say. I'm a God. Okay. We're going to see if your God tell get out of here. We're going to see in the next 6 months how much of a God you are. See you get your tail out of who you are and what you are. We're going to see you rumble out of it. You ain't going to come out of it. You're going to go deeper down until you drown. Sorcery and witchcraft in the spirit realm, y'all. Now, see, y'all so used to sorcery and them mixing up voodoo and mix and people drinking stuff and blood and sacrifice, baby. The witchcraft in the source and the sorcery in the spirit realm goes beyond that. And it's a part that takes the mind, and the mind cannot find its way on. That's what sort of witchcraft is taking place and sorcery amongst Judah. A great number. Because they're finding other ways to get the glory and get the honor. They are not going to respect this creator that is, and that shall be. They refuse, they reject, and they are not going to salute his will, because they got their own plan. And they think their own plan is about making money, trying to control Judah, trying to tell Judah, we need to come together, we need to do this, we need to do that. Judah, Israel cannot come together. Only one can bring anything to the body is he that you put into the wayside. And when you do that, it's over for you. It's over. Now, what he wanted me to repeat to you all is that the things that I'm seeing the world do and how they're doing it, it's connected to Revelation. He said that this is not his word. These are words. They didn't smear anything that could possibly come close to what he has said that shall come to pass. But because people are now, not just this book, they're going through all kind of sorcery and witchcraft, going all over in Africa, in the deep of the deep, all over the place with this God of Egypt, this God that's coming from Africa over in Egypt. He already arrived, the sun god. They worship him. You guys, I ain't even get that deep in it, Father. I'm not going to get that deep in it, because if these people don't know the simple of the simple, it don't need me getting deep in that. So let me go here. What he's saying is basic things cannot even be seen, because the heart and minds of people are so geared elsewhere instead of focusing on what is taking place. They can't even see. Because I was trying to figure out, well, why can't they see it? Don't they see it? Don't y'all see it? Don't y'all hear it? Don't y'all understand it? And he was like, say, how you expect them to do that? They can't. So what he's saying to me is repeat what you were saying somewhat. Don't do the whole thing, but repeat about how Proverbs 16 and verse 4 gave us an eye opener. It didn't give us the fullness, because we know the power come from Yah, but it gave us some sort of eye opener and left us there. It left you right there. Now, if you didn't catch the pin needle light in it, that's you. Many of you all will say you got it out of the darkness, and I understand it and I got it. But what he's saying is, it is so potent. It ain't something you can say you got. It is something you see it in the spirit realm. Now he's sitting here saying to the whole world, and this is why the elites are 100 feet ahead of us. They're 100 feet ahead of us. We're still way in the back of them, because we still don't want to see, even through our suffering, our hard times, our endurance, our long suffering, everything that we're going through. We still yet can't see Yah. We still yet can't see Yah. And we prefer to see man. And we figured if I could just see what they said and hear what they said, I think I could. And they said we should do this and we should do it. And oh, I got it. Now, right here, as he was saying in Proverbs 16 and verse 4, he's letting you know, when you see the evil, keep in mind, I created the wicked and the evil for the day of evil. You see? What do you mean? Because we reject him as the creator, we have also rejected him as the I am. I explained to you all when I first got on here, I didn't understand what ahaya mean, but I knew in the closet that was something I could remember me saying ahaya. And I hear other words I don't understand. I couldn't take them even out. It was so many different things being said. But ahaya was something that was constantly repeated when I'm in the closet. So when I put it up, it was like almost 2 a.m, a man from Africa. And he said, prophetess, that ahaya is I am that I am. And when he said that, It clicked in. So you're allowing me to bring that out of the closet. Now you got to understand, in the closet is spiritual. He allowed me to bring it out of the closet and say I can call on him with I am that I am. Ahaya, ahaya. What happened with I am? What we did is we took the power unto ourselves. We made ourselves the God. And he just nothing. To the point where if you really take the word I am, you would never have an end. If you took, say if you took 1,000,000 pieces of paper back and front, you will fill it up with I am and still can take more and say I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this. It's no end to it, y'all. It's no end to I am. And that's why he said, I am that I am. Because there's no end to him. He is infinity. You cannot end him with I am. That means I can be what I want to be. And that's where we messed up at. Because we put them in a little black box and say, you're only going to be what we say you are. You're going to be exactly what we say, and what the Roman Catholic smeared and what they put in this book. You're going to be that and that only. That's why you need the Holy Spirit to come up out of that book. Not that book, but that box in which many put him in. But that's you the one dead. He not. You put him in that black box in your mental state. You put Yah in a black box in your mental state. Don't mean he there. That's your flesh got you thinking he's in your little black box. He can only do what you say he can do. He can only be what you say he can be. His name can only be what you say pronounce that it can be. But he's telling you. He's told the whole world. Only one knows it for sure, Satan and the elites. And his servants knows that I am means infinity. I can be whatever I want. And ain't nothing you can do about it. That's who he is. If I gave everybody 1,000,000 sheets of paper from the front side to the back, you would finish it all. And guess what? And say, Kenneth, you got any more paper? Because I still got a lot I can still say. When you put the word I am, that's showing you there's no end to him. There's no end. There's no middle. Like we're placing him. We got to go all the way to the back. Not to the back, to the beginning. Pick up the power that he consists of, then take your tail back and get it right. Because you ain't going to get nothing right forsaking the power. Everybody that turned around and said they got the power. Oh, I'm a God. I can do this. I can do this. I got the power to do this. The God in me. I'm the God. I'm a God. I'm the God. Okay, be the God. Tribulation has hit the earth. Judgment has hit it, and the fire of Yah. We're going to see how your God going to come up against my Yah. Ahaya, ahaya. We're going to see about that. We're going to see that. We're going to see about that. Like I told y'all, they're going to be tripping over their feet. This going to be their feet. They're going to be tripping all over their feet. They're going to say, well, wait a minute, I used to do this. I used to be on YouTube. I used to can speak. Y'all going to bring them down. Each one of them, bringing them down. All of them coming down. They coming down. They coming down. They going to fall. Judah, you're going to fall. Let's go. Isaiah 3 and verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is falling. Judah, you fall. You have fallen, and you can't get up. Why? Because when you went down, You didn't go down with him. You went down with self. So therefore, you ain't going to be able to get up with him. You're going to have to get yourself up. And guess what? Every time you get up, you're going to fall back down. People, you all put him in a little black box. And let me tell you something. The worstest thing you could have done is to do that. And that little black box is a state of mind of where you say he got to be this. He got to be like this. He got to do like this. His name got to be this. He mean this. He need this. You put him in a black box, and guess what? Only one in that box is you. Your mindset. That's who really in the black box. You can't put the I am in the box. It wouldn't hold it. None of them. It's your mind in a black box. And you're trying to defeat everything on the outside of that black box, not even knowing that your mentality is what's stuck in that box. It's not him. Even though you think you got him nailed. You ain't got him nailed to nothing, baby. You got yourself nailed. That's how powerful the flesh is your worstest enemy. How could your flesh be your worstest enemy, but yet you God? Woo, Father, yeah. See, I'm telling you, that's how far gone they are. You are God, but you also your worstest enemy. And you still ain't figured that out. Why? Because nobody ain't done nothing to you worse than you done to yourself. Yeah. Can't nobody do nothing to you worse than what you done to yourself. And the number one thing you done to yourself, you made yourself something y'all didn't create you to be. And that is to be over him. And you want the world to buy into it. You want the world to see you as God, as a God. Let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, if you turn that word God backwards, it's a dog. Okay? So first and foremost, you better check yourself. But you might not can because you're in the darkness. As long as you checking yourself in the dark, you ain't gonna have no light. So to see yourself, you see you checking yourself, you ain't gonna have no light. You all in darkness. So how can you check yourself and you don't have no light? You can. That's how far gone the people are. So he wanted me to give you the examples of what we talked about yesterday about the things that's taking place, where I was explaining to you all about the man. Fauci is over building something that can block the sun. And then he said, he said that. He didn't say this. I was telling y'all this is what that man said. And then he said that China also is with Fauci. Now, a lot of people know China had built something already to kind of put a shadow over the sun. And they still in the making. So we know that the United States are in with China to do this. So the father pulled up. He said, now, give him my end. Give him my end. So y'all looking for 3 days. All right. Y'all look for 3 days of darkness. You see how our minds have been manipulated to believe what the world sold us. And y'all said when you pull up in Revelation, it's giving you a little insight of the spiritual darkness that's coming. But we took on the natural in the flesh because we feel if we can just see it on the news, on CNN, on NBC, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, we can believe. And that's what people base things on, what they can see and hear in their flesh and their flesh only to believe. So what he want me to repeat to you all, because he said you really didn't get it. And you know, that's dangerous. You know why it's dangerous? It's because this is what you call food for your spirit. He said that the darkness they're going to pull up with, he orchestrated it, but it's going to be worse than you have given them the ideal of what they doing, but you ain't seen nothing yet, he said. because you're going to be looking for it to come the way of man. But the way I did it is to bring judgment on the earth. To bring judgment on the earth. We didn't told, 3 days of darkness when the sun is something gonna go over the sun. We're gonna have 3 days of darkness. Father said, check. The darkness gonna be so bad. The moon ain't gonna be giving its light. The stars ain't gonna be giving its light. So this is beyond man. That's what he wanted me to let you know. We want to give it to man and make it look like, China and them got this thing, built this thing to go over the sun. He knows what he caused them to build. But what they gonna build, it's gonna override our even understanding of what they're gonna do. Just like COVID when he came. We still today don't have the understanding of what came and what went and still affecting lives, and they dying like flies. And nobody give a rest behind that people are dying like flies from that thing that they put out there. Why? Why are they still dying? The morgues and the scientists and the doctor says there's more people dying than it was when they had COVID in the hospital when it first came out. It's more people dying today. Why? Go back to Revelation. It told you them horses was coming for death, baby. They're coming to stay. They ain't coming to go back to the kingdom. They coming to stay. So while we sitting here want to make ourselves gods and want to make people think that we are all this and some without giving him the glory and the honor, without exalting him to be all that he is, we so in tune with wanting everybody to see us in the flesh. This nasty thing in the flesh, we want everybody to see us. So he say, hold up, Deborah. You was telling them about what the man was saying, and you gave them the name of the video so they can look. And he was telling me about, even though you can give it to them 20 million times, they still ain't gonna get it. But it's gonna walk with his will. Everything they doing is gonna walk right side by side with his will. And it's gonna be beyond y'all expectation, because y'all live in the flesh. Y'all placing him under the flesh and saying, it's gonna go this way because flesh said it. Everybody didn't put that. When I say everybody, we know we ain't talking about everybody. People didn't put their lives under the Republican and Democratic. Republican and Democrats haven't done anything for no one since they've been born. Donald Trump, Biden, Kamala, whatever her name is, nobody. And the past presidents, nobody ever done anything for the people. And the people are just as sick today than they have ever been in their mental state of mind to think that all this politics is going to cost them to have a better life. And everybody, Judah is playing the game like it's the game of the year. They like they going to the Super Bowl with this politics mess. You see the sickness. And then people have the audacity to turn around and say, he coming for us. Oh, no, baby. Today I read a lot of stuff. And I said, I always knew it. I knew it. He ain't coming for you, baby. It's a lot of you going to fall off. That's why I asked him years ago, why is it in Revelation it says, come out of her, my people, so that you won't receive? And I said, but it would never, Yeshua didn't talk about it. The apostles didn't talk about it. No Hebrew Israelite in the biblical talked about come out of her, my people. Nobody. But why then? He said, because he knew already they're not coming out. And when he said a small remnant, if only you knew how many lives are going to be lost. Now, what we as a people keep thinking that the sun only shined on the heathens and Gentiles, Europeans and other nationalities. We think it only rain on them. Lightning only light, thunder only thunder in the midst of them. Our sick mindset. We don't understand tribulation ain't coming for a nationality. It ain't coming for a people from a certain land or from a certain place. It ain't coming for a white, black, green, orange, or whatever. It ain't coming for male nor female. It ain't coming for young nor old. Tribulation coming, and it ain't playing. It ain't playing with nan one of you. So you walk your tail around here looking cockeyed if you want to and thinking you got it going on. Let yourself have it going on. You ain't going nowhere but 6 foot under. You just going to go sooner than you even thought. It ain't no play. So what he was saying to me, that darkness is not a play. And during that darkness in Revelation chapter 8, there is also going to be another, not one pestilence, but 2 bumping off of each other. And who's going to bring it to you? The elites. They already done it. So if you think COVID done something, they done it so well. Let me show you how well they done it. They done it so well, they already counted how many going to die the middle of before the middle of 2025. But are they saying something? The Father said, bump them off. Go back, tell them through the Spirit. Didn't I already said 1/3 of our men going to die? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They bypass it. Everybody bypass it. They don't pay no attention to that. We don't care about that. We ain't listen to that. But soon as them heathens and Gentiles and them Europeans tell them, oh, by the middle of 2025, we're going to have from 5 to 15 million people in this country die. You think them people ain't taking that serious? Yes, they are. But y'all said, wait a minute, hold up. Check. I said already. You see, that's what he's wanting me to bring back to you. He didn't already said it. They just doing it. Father wants you to know I didn't say it. Heaven didn't wrote it out. Why do you think I'm sending everything down to the bottomless pit to pull up them to do my work? To do my will. And the people cannot see it. Nobody can see it. Will you see CERN? Man built that. Y'all orchestrate the building. He orchestrated that. So when you're thinking all this chaos that's out here is just chaos, devil get it. The devil get it. He get blamed for it all. No, the bottom of the pit. Revelation shows you, he telling them to take the star, told the star to take the keys and go down there to the bottomless pit. Then he told the angel, take the keys and go down there to the bottomless pit. When it got through with, when the mission of the 2 witness, he what he do? He pulled something from the bottomless pit to take their life. Y'all got it wrong. Y'all got it wrong. You looking at the wrong heroes in your sick mind. In your sick mind. So when this time of darkness is going to be a day of death, y'all. And on top of it, it's going to be sickness, pestilence. And you all are looking at the ways of man and seeing out of both your eyes what man going to do. And they doing this to us. They doing this to us. And y'all said, well, what am I doing? I done opened up the bottomless pit about 6-7 times in Revelation. Ain't nobody seen it. Ain't nobody even seen me. See? Because your mind is set the way you want to see it. That's why no one has any spiritual food. They spirit is standing around anorexia. People, you are not a God. You are not a God. You are an individual flesh. And inside your flesh, you have this wonderful thing called spirit. It is an image of the spiritual Yah. But it does not make you the God, because you got to throw away that. It put too much pride and boasting and ego in the minds of our men. Ooh-wee! You can't tell them nothing. They done stole the throne from Yah, made Yah sit on the floor in heaven. They done took the throne. Now, how in the rat's behind do you think you got enough power to rule anything on this earth? Around about now in that day. Proverbs 16 and verse 4. I created, wicked for the day, D-A-Y, not days. That's just showing you the power. The day of evil. And you running around here thinking you got the power. Tell me, what can you do that caused you to be a God? You are living your flesh. Only control you have is your bowels. Outside of that, you don't control nothing. You're just too ignorant to know that. He said, when your hands is off, my hands is on. That's why you can't get no blessings. That's why you can't get no deliverance, no healing. For all these abominations and these addictions and all this sickness, it's because you think you got the power to remove any and everything that's going on with you. Because you have forsaken the power. You have denied the power. You cannot deny the power that goes with the Father that's on the throne. You can't deny. Me, myself, hey, it's no way I could. I couldn't deny him even if I tried. I seen too much of him. Yeah. You know, like Jacob said, he wrestled. That was in his mind. And when he got up, he said, what? I seen him face to face. Why? When he revealed his power to you, that's his face. That's his face. His power is him. And when he revealed that power, that's all you need to know. You've seen his face. 99.9 ain't even seen his face because they ain't seen his power. But wait a minute, hold up. I thought the Son of Man said, what the Son of Yah said, when he go, Father coming. But when you receive the Spirit of Yah, his Holy Spirit or his Holy Ghost or his Ruach, first thing you're supposed to receive is power. Where's your power? I like to ask each and every last one of you, where is your power? You ain't got it. You ain't had it. And you ain't going to get it. Because you're walking, talking, living, eating, drinking, and enjoying darkness. And you're making it your life. You don't have no problem with that. You don't have no problem with that. Tribulation didn't hit the land, y'all. And y'all walking around here calling yourself gods. You're going to make a big difference in your people. Bro, sis, y'all don't even know who your people are. I sit back, and I'm going to give you an example. I sat back and heard a young man, 23, got shot by his neighbor across the street. You don't have no business over to his house, period. You ain't got no business at his door. No. See, our mind, we make right, wrong, wrong, right. Negro, what you doing over there across the street to that man's door? Oh, his mother and father say he's a minister and he likes to go ministering to people. He always ministered to people. Wait a minute, hold up. You've been in the neighborhood 8 years and you ain't never ministered to this man. What makes you think you not going to his door to minister to him after 8 years? Come on now. How many times you have seen that man when you had the opportunity to introduce yourself? To say, hello, neighbor. Not now time, but now you at the door. Come on now. Somebody better wake that truth up. You at his door and talking about your parents telling people that you went over there to minister to him. Jesus. Come on now. Y'all, let me tell you something. Judah is making all the wrong choices. Those that's on these devil platform calling themselves leading the people, they're leading their tail 6 foot under in a way that Yah is sending them just there right now. They thinking they're going to live long enough to earn money, wealth, and get their people off the out of the situation they are in. These are people who have been in so many different denominations, from Muslim to Hebrew Israelite to Buddha to Antioch or whatever that thing, to worshiping energy, and see, all that stuff is Satanism. And I mean, not no Satan. Let me get that away from you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. All that is witchcraft and sorcery at the highest in the flesh of men. They're doing this. They making the choice to do that. Ain't no Negro in the United States of America is going to do anything for their people. It ain't in you to do it. Only thing in you is enough energy to want somebody to give you something. That's about it. There's no energy in nobody to want to know, to get people to the level of where Yah is at. And where he's at, he's in that pen needle. No one wants to show the pen needle of light. They want to give their own interpretation. They want to lead these people. They want the crowd. They want the subscribers. They want the like. They want the fame. The fame is the highest. They got the ego. They got the boasting. They want everything except for who? The power and Yah. That's deep to me. And they thinking they're going to get this here. That Egypt mess, y'all, that's some of the highest level of sorcery and witchcraft. And they got a lot of Judith running into that. And you got a lot of them talking about this energy and going back to our forefathers. Now, how is it we are out here trying to get in touch with our ancestors and our forefathers? We need to listen and call on our ancestors. You ignorant people, how do you think you got to where you're at? It was their fault. 100% of why you where you at. It ain't changed. We should be repenting for our ancestors. Repenting for their sin and their wicked, their abomination. Oh no! They got these people out here praying to their ancestors. And guess what their ancestors is, y'all? Dead. You see that? You see that? That's that. I'm telling y'all, that's one of the highest level of witchcraft and sorcery. It's when they talking about this Egypt stuff, and they talking about this energy stuff. They talking about this ancestor stuff, this vibes. Oh, when they start to say they God. This one guy named Haki had the audacity to say he Elohim. I said, okay, that's it, Father. Father, I just thank you for letting me know who that man was 5 years ago. I was able to discern him 5 years ago. He couldn't sit amongst the elderly to get along with them. And now he's all these other little groups that allow him to speak and allow him to talk. And they winning them over. And I'm like saying, y'all don't even know who y'all in the midst of. Y'all have no idea. You the snake y'all in the midst of, but y'all said let them be that. They're gonna be that. But where the problem come in is the way tribulation is going to pour out. It's already out on the earth, and then you're gonna think that you're safe amongst your people. You're not. You're not gonna be. You're not gonna be safe amongst your people. First and foremost, they're gonna be your darkest enemy. And the others going to be your enemy too. But your own people going to be your darkest enemy. Let it go 3 days of darkness. Which it ain't going to go 3 days, because the way y'all doing it, he ain't putting it 3 days. He letting us know you going to go through something. And you know what, y'all? somewhere along the line, I think he said it's going to be a little while. It ain't going to go. We ain't going to have no 3 days like the world said. But it's going to be some darkness. But see, we thinking they're going to cover the moon and they're going to cause the electric. It's going to interfere with computers and everything going to be down. We ain't not going to have no power. But guess what? You ain't going to have no stars. You ain't going to see. You're going to see some stars, but he said it's going to be a third. And the same thing with the moon. Same thing with the sun. So you are not going to have light. So when it's darkness, what do you think coming out? What do you think coming out? Now I want to show y'all something that he gave me today. He gave me something, and going back to what he was saying, repeat. We are reading this book, cockeyed. That means our eyes is crossing. We don't know exactly anything it said. Because when the Ruach is not in you, you can't see it straight. You can't understand it. So you're looking at it cockeyed. So now, if you're looking at it cockeyed, now you need somebody to tell you what to say. And the ones that's out here telling you what to say, they making it the way they understand it, in their wisdom of their flesh, in their knowledge of their flesh, in their understanding of their flesh, in their personal opinion, in their feelings, in their feelings and emotions. They're going to teach you this thing. That's why it says you're going to have it in here. Right here today, 99.9 will not respect that. It's got to be in here. But we trying to teach people from the outer man and forsake that which is in here. Because we know that the people don't have him in them. But yet we still trying to teach them. Instead of letting these people get out and find him for themselves. And it starts with calling your ugly self out. Not calling on your dead ancestors like, I don't know. Our people are running into all that. We need to call on our ancestors of yesterday. We need to hear our ancestors lead and guide us. So if they saying that about their ancestors, what do they say about y'all? Y'all don't get it, do you? You see the mindset of how they see y'all? He ain't nothing. I'm going to go to the dead and get what I need to get out. As I was sitting here and I was reading what he had gave me in the book of Isaiah chapter 5. In the book of Isaiah chapter 5, and I'm going to just go to, let me see what, I'm going to go to, I'm just going to go to 1. In the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 1, this is what he want me to repeat. You read it, you taught it, you administered it. Let's see if you got it. You're going to find yourself not knowing nothing. Because if that Holy Spirit ain't in you, you really don't know and you really don't have. We so quick to say, I understand, I got it, I got it, I got it. But from what Yah is telling me, I'd rather believe him than a bunch of mouth keep constantly saying, oh, I got it. You'll never get it if you got it already. Now in Isaiah chapter 5, I want y'all to hear something. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his. Now listen to what it says. Now I will sing to my well-beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. Who is the vineyard? Who is the vineyard and who is, now I will sing to my well-beloved a song to my beloved. Oh, not to my beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. Who is the vineyard? Now will I sing. Who is that saying? I will sing. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. Good try, babe. That's a good try. Solemn. But that's a good one. That's a good try. Because it sounds like Solemn, don't it? That's a good try. I like that. That's a good try. Because it sounds just like Solemn. Okay. Where it says, now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his touching his vineyard. Now, I like what you said because you said Father. This is actually the Father talking about his beloved. Who is the Father's beloved? Hamashiach. You nailed it. Yes, 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 yes. Yeshua. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Pull that thing on out. Pull it on out. You got it. Now you see how you have to be in the place to pull this out like that. You can't just read this and get this. Right today, you would have, I got 19 in the corner. Out of the 19 in the corner, now one of them can break that down or get what I just said. You know why? Because it's spiritual discernment. It ain't something you can just read and precept it and line it and a little here and a little there. It's got to come from the Ruach itself. Christ, yes, the Hamashiach. Father is talking about that beloved. Who is that beloved? That's Christ, the Son of Yah, the right hand of the Father. And that's what he's saying. He said, now will I sing to my right hand, Christ, the Son of Yah. Now watch this here. A beloved, he said, to mine. I'm singing to my beloved because the world never knew Yah's beloved was in the beginning, Genesis 1:26. Let us, that's the beloved of the Father, us, that's the beloved of the Father who was in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 2. Let us let. He was talking to his beloved, which is his power, which is the Hamashiach, which is his right hand of who he is. Listen to what he said. He's sitting here telling you, I'm going to sing to my well, beloved, a song of my beloved, touching his. Now, who is the vineyard? That's Hamashiach, Christ. That's his vineyard, which is Israel. Okay? Which is Israel. Okay? So the vineyard, his vineyard is Christ. Look how I want you to look in it. Right, you're right. You see how you poured? That's very good, very good. Exactly. You see how you poured mine out? That's perfect. You see how he's letting you know mine. That's perfect. That's a good one. That was a good one. Now you see how you jumped on that? That's a key. That's perfect. And this is what he's saying. My well beloved. He letting you know again what they missed in Genesis chapter 1. They missed the power. It's no way the word can speak without the power of who he is bringing it forth. Right now, today, all the stuff that we're seeing, you know why we can't see? Because we see the word doing all this, but we don't see his power backing it up. So I'm on the highway yesterday getting upset with the Most High, y'all, because guess what? He was in my spirit letting me know, I don't care what's going on. I am. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. All this stuff these people been doing, all this wicked and evil, this darkness. Oh no. I was cutting up on that highway. He said, what's wrong with you? Don't you, he was telling me, don't you, I tried to cry, y'all. I couldn't even cry. For what? Crying tears is useless in the eyes of the Most High, y'all. He know that's a form of emotion and a feelings that detach to the flesh. Come on, meet me where your spirit at. Talk to me a little bit. Meet me there. How about that? Don't come to me with your tears crying and hooping and hollering and all caught up in your emotions. You come to me in the spirit realm, or don't come to me at all. So I'm like saying, and I'm just still mad. I'm pouting and mad. Ain't no tears crying, but I'm heated, y'all. I'm heated. Why? Ain't nothing gonna change, y'all. It's gonna get worse. While we sitting here looking at everything the world's doing, we have forsaken him having the power over it all. We fail to realize what this is what the man said to me today. He said, but Miss Deborah, wait a minute. When you saying that, he said this today. He said, when you saying that, that's like when Yeshua went to the mountaintop and he kept saying it was written. Even Yeshua, Hamashiach, not Hamashiach, Yeshua, because Hamashiach wasn't with Yeshua on that mountain. Because if Hamashiach was on that mountain with Yeshua, the devil wouldn't have never tempted him, y'all. Y'all didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? No, they don't know it because they don't know about the power. They don't know about the beloved. They don't know about the only begotten. They don't know who that is because they missed it in Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. And matter of fact, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 2, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 6, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 8. Every time you heard that, it was talking to his power. Then when it got down to making man, he said, let us make man now in our image. I represent him himself. He was talking to his power that he had no problem using to come down here with Yeshua. So what happened? Now watch where we're going to go with this, y'all. So he says in Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1, now I will sing to mine, see, there go to mine, and you nailed it. You sure nailed it when you said mine. My well beloved, a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. His beloved, the vineyard belonged to the beloved. The beloved is Hamashiach, which is Christ, which is the body of Hamashiach. Okay, now watch what he says. My well beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill. The power of Yah. Now he talking about Mount Zion now. Okay, letting you know my well beloved, which is his power, has orchestrated a very fruitful hill for you, vineyard. They don't get it. See, they don't get it. Now watch this here. Then I dropped down to verse 2. Now watch this here. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. Now see, if you gather out the stone, you got to take them things out, right? That was that right hand was doing, which is Christ, which is Hamashiach. And plant it with the choice vine. That's Yah's power. Planting. Now watch this here. And built. He cutting up. Who's cutting up on Mount Zion? Yah's beloved. Hamashiach. That right hand of the Father. Cutting up on Mount Zion. And they done missed it. They don't know they left from their right. They done missed it. You can't get into this book and think you can master it in your flesh. You don't have the fullness thereof until that ruach pull up in you. So here in verse 2, Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 2, and he fenced it. What did he fence, y'all? He fenced a very fruitful hill. Watch this here. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with choice vines and built a tower in the midst of it. Who doing that? Who building that tower, Father God? Who planted that very fruitful hill, Father God? Who doing that? My right hand. They don't know about the right hand. How dare we live this long and teach this nonsense we are gods? You are fools. Talking about your dead ancestors you getting in touch with. You know why you getting in touch with them? Because you dead too. You written in the books of dead. That's why you trying to get in touch with the dead. To let them know you almost on your way. How you like that? Go call your dad. Tell him you on your way. You'll see him on the other side. I don't know if you're gonna be speaking to one another. Now I want you to capture verse 2. And he fenced it. Now don't y'all see that working? That's what he gonna do on Mount Zion, y'all. On Mount Zion. On Mount Zion. In Mount Zion. He's sitting here telling you how he's fencing this thing up with who? With who? His beloved. That's his right hand doing that. That we missed in Genesis chapter 1 all the time it was creating. And then he said in verse 2, and he fenced it and gathered out stones thereof and planted it with choice vines and built a tower in the midst of it and also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes. Okay? No, and he looked. Now, I don't know that word shouldn't even be there. Listen to this. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes. Listen to what it says right here. And it brought forth wild grapes. Wild grapes. Anybody know what wild grapes are? Wild grapes or what? Wild grapes or what? This here is this here place that he's speaking of. This is where Israel was taken, because it said, now wait a minute, I guess I got to go to the next one. I got to go to the next verse. But the wild grapes are bad grapes, y'all. It's talking about bad grapes. I believe without a doubt, I don't believe, I know it's talking about the rebellion, Israel. That's rebellion. Now watch what it says. And look in 3. And now, O habitation of Jerusalem, and men, Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. Listen to what he said again, verse 3. Now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge. He's sending a sign to you today. Judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. Between me and my vineyard. Now watch this here. The ways of Judah and Israel, rebellion, bad grapes. Choose between the two. Between him or the vineyard, the vineyard, which was grapes were came forth, and they were wild grapes. So he's saying, choose between me and the vineyard, between me and he said, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. That's showing you between who? Yah or the vineyard. Okay? Which is, what is the vineyard? Jerusalem and Judah. Verse 4. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I look that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. So this is the destruction of the vineyard. This is during the time they was just in the promised land, and it was just, he was giving the example of the vineyard and how he built it up. He was telling you what it looked like. Just like, and it's going to be just the same way come Mount Zion, how he said he's going to restore it. You think he's going to restore Mount Zion back with angels? You think he's going to restore it with David? Or no, he's going to restore it with his beloved, his right hand. He's going to restore it. And he's sitting here telling you, this one here in verse 5 is giving you an example of when they was in their promised land. He planted a vineyard, and grapes should have came. Wait a minute, it didn't say. It said, and he, in verse 2, and he looked, and it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. So this is Judah and Israel, Jerusalem. This is what happened even when they was placed in the promised land, y'all. Identical to the way he is going to have the promised land. But see, some going to be different in the promised land. He going to redo you all over again. See, in the promised land here, when they was in there, they was on holy ground. This is where the beloved had a vineyard, which was Israel and Judah. And he had, in the vineyard, he had built a lot of fruitful hills, a lot of fruitful hills. So this is all that was in the promised land. So when we turn around and lie and say that they've been doing this and they was doing this to us and they doing this here, Yah said the one thing Israel and Judah never owned up to, Ain't nobody done nothing to them. It's in them to do the things that they're doing here today. It's in them. He brought them over to the land that was like unto them. That's exactly what Ezekiel 36 says. I brought them to the land that was like unto them. Stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. People who like to have idol gods. And Judah was one. And Israel was one. So that's why he said, I dispersed them in the way in which they were. In the land among the people in which they were like unto. That's what he said. So here, this is speaking of Mount Zion, not Mount Zion, but yeah, the promised land. It's speaking of the promised land that they were once in, and that how he had built it up, his beloved, which is Christ, which is the right hand, which is Hamashiach, had built it up and fenced it and gathered out all the stones, meaning stuff that didn't belong there, y'all. And then he planted a choice vine, and then he built the tower in the midst. This is all in the promised land, y'all. And in spite of all that he did, when he put the vineyard, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes. It was supposed to bring forth grapes, but instead it brought forth wild grapes. Wild grapes mean bad grapes, meaning the rebellion Israel. Rebellion Israel came forth in the promised land. Even while Christ, the right hand, was right in the midst of them. Y'all's beloved, right in the midst of them. You see what I'm saying, y'all? You remember I told y'all say no matter what you say, they can't get it unless I give it to them. They can't see it unless I give them the spiritual eye to see. They can't hear it unless I give them the spiritual ear to hear. Well, this is the same way. These people are not going to turn and be angels and do right by each other or by themselves. Do right by yourself without the Holy Spirit. So they denying the power they're in and walking in, calling themselves God, talking about going back to the ancestors. So let me do another one of these. It says here, the verse 3, and now, O habitant of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. That means between Israel or Yah. Judge between them. Which one you want to be? What side you want to be on? You know what side Judah and Israel chose? Each other. They did, y'all. That's what they did. They chose each other. Now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 5, right where you at. Let's go to verse 7. In verse 7, it says, for the vineyard of Yah of hosts is the house of Israel. So we know the vineyard is the house of Israel. Yah of hosts is his right hand, is Christ, is Hamashiach. It is his power, it's his right hand. And the men of Judah, his pleasant plant. So he's calling you out to be something to him. Okay? And then he said, and he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression. For righteousness, but behold, cry. Never holding anything that Yah desire us to uphold. You see, we would never mountain up to the expectation that he wanted us to seek into, to look into. We never did. Now watch this here. That's verse 7. Verse 8, woe unto them that join houses to houses, that lay fields to fields, till there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Now listen to this. It kind of reminds me to what a lot of them are doing. They buying land and they going out, separating themselves in the midst. They going further out. Okay. But listen to what he said. Woe unto them that join house to house. You see that? That lay field to field, till there be no place that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Verse 9. In my ears, said Yah of hosts, oh, a truth, many houses, of a truth, many houses shall be desolated, even great and fair, without inhabitant. No matter how great the house is, no matter how fair it is. This is during the time, the destruction of the vineyard. So this was when they was in the promised land. He was pretty much breaking it down, how everything gonna be destructive. Everything is, it's nothing gonna be worth anything. Okay. And he said that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Verse 9. In my ears, said Yah of hosts, of a true many houses, I don't know what that means, shall be desolate, even great and fair. No matter how the house is, it's going to be desolated, without inhabitant. Nobody going to be able to live in it. Verse 10. Yea, 10 acres of vineyard shall yield one bath, and the seed of the homer shall yield and I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what that is. I have to look that word up. Verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drinks and continue until night, till wine inflame them. Now, why is all that going on after you're losing your land, you're losing your houses, everything is desolate? Why are you drinking? This is Israel. I mean, this is Judah and Israel. So here he's speaking here in chapter 5 about the desolation, the destruction of the vineyard. During what time? When they was in the promised land. He's telling you how his beloved was always present with them, y'all. You see? His beloved was already present with them, always present with them. Christ, Hamashiach, was always in the midst of them. Always. He has always been in the midst of them. So what's the difference now? From when they was in the promised land. What's the difference now? And what's going to be the difference from when we go back to the promised land that Yah is prepared? What's the difference now where we at? From when we was in the promised land. What's the difference now? And what's going to be the difference when we get in Mount Zion to the promised land? What's going to be the difference? Anybody? Okay. What's the difference? In Isaiah chapter 5, it's talking about the destruction of the vineyard, which is Israel and Judah, and how they was in the promised land, and who was in the midst? The right hand, the beloved, Hamashiach, the power. That's what we had then, in the midst, in the promised land. We don't have it now. We have the Ruach in us, which is just as good, but that's for those who got them in them. So what's the difference from when we was here in this promised land versus the promised land we're going to? Anybody know? Yeah, I think it is going to be connected with spiritual. I definitely think that, because everything, remember, he's going to give us a new heart, a new body. He's going to give us a new fleshly heart, a new spiritual heart. He's going to give us a new spirit. He's going to give us, he's going to put himself in us. So it would have to be spiritual, wouldn't it? It would have to be totally 100% spiritual. So I think that's true. That's true. It would have to be, he's going to be on us. He's going to be in us, because he's going to put his ruach in us. And he's going to, but you know, if he's going to put his ruach in us, what happened to the ruach we had in us? You see what I'm saying? But it's definitely going to be a new body. That's good. He's going to clean us up. Now, when they was in the promised land here, they was in the promised land, and holy was present with them. The power was there with them. That's why he's singing to the beloved. For all the things the beloved Christ, Hamashiach, that was in the midst of them was doing. He was planting choice vines. He built a tower in the midst of it. I'm telling you, there was the power of Yah doing all kinds of things for them in the promised land. But yet, they still was who they were. That's why what he's going to do this next time is going to be 100% time, 100% totally different. No connection. That's why I said they need to really be careful when they talk about the second Exodus. Don't compare the first Exodus with this second, because they have nothing in common. I don't care what precept and line you see. You know why? Let me tell y'all why. It don't give him his honor. It don't exalt him. It does not glorify him. For us to put the first Exodus and detach it to the second one. It has nothing in common. And because they don't know spirit and truth, they don't have no idea that it has nothing in common. They have no idea. Because they're teaching, they're ministering, they're prophesying to people without the power. And if you don't have the ruach, you don't have the power. If you don't have the power, you don't have the ruach. And this is what people are living off of, a lie. And this is why they can't teach you anything. So in verse 5, he's sitting here telling you how he was singing to his beloved, because his beloved, which is Hamashiach, Christ, that power was really working with Israel and Judah. Throwing up and throwing out. Building things for them, creating things for them. Yah's power was right there with them. And they still couldn't do it right. And he said, what I kind of feel sad for, this is where I feel kind of sad, y'all. Listen to this. And he looked. No, let me show you where it's at. In verse 2, it says, and he fenced it. He fenced it. That means they were protected, y'all. They were in the promised land. They were protected by who? The power of the Most High Yah, his beloved. Okay, so he said he fenced it. Now watch this here. And gather out the stones thereof. That means all the things that could affect them. He removed it with that power. Watch this here. And planted it with a choice vine. Look, he planted it with a choice vine and built a tower in the midst of it. Now watch this here. And also made a wine press therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes. And it brought forth wild grapes. That means bad grapes. That's rebellion Israel. that's when rebellion Israel came forth. You see? They didn't come forth, but that's what they were there. It was already in them, but they began to manifest even more. They were wild grapes when he knew he had what he said he had a wine press therein, and he looked, and it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. This is all in the promised land, y'all. So why would we sit here and be so hard on y'all because of where we at, when we had throughout all these thousands of years always been given the way through and the way to make it, and Yah has always had his right hand power right there on us, helping us, but yet we cannot put forth any righteousness. We cannot put forth what is right and pleasing to Yah. And we stand in the land of our oppressor trying to judge a people, and we fail to judge ourselves. And this is why Yah has turned himself away from us. The good thing about what he says to me, he said, I've turned my back from away from them, but I still got a stretched out hand. He still saying my power is still keeping an eye on your butt. But I turned my back from you, because that's how bad we have become, to where the Creator have to turn his back from us. But I like what he said. He said, but I got a stretched out hand. They wouldn't even get it because they don't know who the stretched out hand is. They have no idea, so they wouldn't get it. And I think that's horrible for him to have allowed us to come even to this point, and we have not recognized the power. And don't understand when he said denying the power they're in. They don't even understand why. Because they want to give too much glory to themselves. Judah and Israel only want glory manifested toward them. That's why they stand on them corners. That's why they in these camps. That's why GOCC making all this money off his people, and then they have the nerve to talk about Oprah and Tyler Perry. How dare y'all? GOCC ain't doing nothing. Teaching them people lies. And all these other ones as well. But yet they have the audacity to turn to their other brothers who's in the same nation and in the same tribe and say, Oprah and Tyler Perry, them, they doing, all of y'all doing evil and wicked. So what difference does it make? You're all in the same basket. All in the same basket. Now, I want to show you something else he showed me. Let's go to Isaiah 27. Isaiah 27 and verse 2 through 4. In that day, sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, Yah, do keep it. I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep it night and day. You see that, y'all? Look at verse Isaiah 27 and verse 2. He's talking about in that day, y'all. In that day. This day he's speaking of is Mount Zion. Not the first Mount Zion. Not the first promised land. But this one here that we're going to. That's why we cannot connect the two, y'all. We need to stop trying to connect to the old. And this is why a lot of people are lost in darkness, because they're running around here trying to chase the dead. Why would anybody want to connect with the dead as if the dead has that type of power If the dead got that type of power, won't they get up from the dead? Why don't they come and join everybody? You can speak to them. Tell them, come on. Join us. Show up and show out. Bring yourself on out. They got that tough type of power. We got to turn to the dead. We need to be calling on our ancestors. We need to be praying to our ancestors. Y'all, a lot of Judah doing that. It's just like that Egypt stuff. A lot of them going into that Antioch or with all that old demonic. Woo, y'all, that's heavy, y'all. That stuff is deep. Sun God and all that old bull crap. But the thing about this is this. When I read Isaiah 27, you remember in Isaiah chapter 5, he was talking about, he was singing. Listen to what he said here. In that day, sing ye unto her. Sing ye unto her. A vineyard of red wine. That's Israel and Judah. I, Yah, do keep it. I would water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I would keep it day and night. That's the vineyard. That's Israel and Judah. Now, this is when we over in the promised land in Mount Zion. It's a big difference, y'all. A big difference. Because he's going to clean us up in a way that he has never. You know what's beautiful about that cleanup? It got to hold the weight of eternal. It has to. Why would he clean us up from head and toe? Give us a new heart. Put a new spirit in us. And give our spirit a new heart as well. We got two hearts he's talking about giving us. A heart of the flesh and a heart of the spirit. Then he said he's going to put his name in us. He's going to clean us up. You see that? To me, that sounds like somebody's going into the eternal. That's what it seemed like to me. And how dare we sit here in this day and take on all this dark trash and don't think that he's worthy to be praised and honored. Why we shouldn't even be talking about when it comes. We should be glorifying him and edifying him and magnifying him for what we know he's going to do. Oh, no, that's too much like right. That's too much like righteous. That's why you know ain't too much righteous in nobody. It's because they would think that what I just said is wrong and the way they live and is right. They would think like that. Now, let me go to, no, I didn't finish. Watch this here. And in Isaiah 27 and verse 3, Yah do keep it. I will water it every moment. This is verse 3. Lest any hurt it, I will keep it night and day. Verse 4. Is it 4? Yes. Fury is not in me. Who would set, what's that? The berry, briars and thorns against me in battle. I will go through them. I will burn them. I will burn them together. You know what he's talking about? He's saying that I'm going to show y'all fury is not in me. But he's going to destroy them. Because see, Satan has to come up to convince them to come to the battlefield. Why? He has to end it. See, a lot of people got sick minds. They give Satan this power to the point he's going to be fighting Yah. How in the rest behind is he going to be fighting Yah? And it took one angel to chain him up, muzzle his mouth, and lock him down in the bottom pit. It took one angel to do that. But yet he's going to be battling the Father. And then after he convinced Magog and them to come to the battlefield, he go directly. He's not going to be in the fight to the battlefield. He's going directly to the lake of fire. See, Satan don't have no problem with his destiny. You know why? You want me to tell y'all why he don't have no problem? Because y'all did him well. Y'all did him well. He allowed Satan to be all these thousands of years on the earth. So what did it look like him fighting him when he gave him all that time on earth? And even gave him some seeds to follow him. So what does it look like he trying to fight the one that gave him thousands of years on the earth to deceive the whole earth? And then gave him some seeds to follow him. But yet he gonna buckle up and try to fight the one that created and put him down here to do what he do best. That's how sick we are. You know why we like that? We want everything and everybody over Yah. We want to put everybody over him. We want to make everybody think that we as flesh and blood and the demons and the devil and all them got power. Everybody, the elites and everybody got power over he that created each and every last one of them. That's our sick minds, y'all. We to degrade him that low just to make us that sick and that high in our sickness. We sick. But where we going to put him that low? And that's where he says, repeat it. They couldn't do what they do without me doing what I did. When did you do it, Father? Y'all want me to tell them, Father? Before the foundation of the world. Everything you see, everything you seen, everything you going to see is finished in the kingdom. He done been there, done that. It is finished in him. And we down here clowning like we own it. Like we got the first and the last. One of the most powerful thing to me is people really think they got that power. They got their power to do, say, get, have, pride. Yeah, they just don't understand, baby. What you got is what he gave you. Solomon told you, ain't nothing new under the sun. And whatever, if he gave you something and you got something, enjoy it because that's your portion. Why is it your portion? Because you're going to glory in what you got. You're going to praise yourself in what you got. You're going to have that ego trip on you in what you got. You're going to think you're leveled up because of what you got. And you didn't even understand you're leveled down. That's why Solomon said, that's your portion. Enjoy it. Because if you got the portion on the earth, you better enjoy it. Because most likely you ain't got nothing in the kingdom. A lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people do not have no idea. None whatsoever. That their portion is what they enjoy today. That's why they don't want to see light. They don't care about light. They don't care about the Ruach. They don't care about having the Holy Spirit. They don't care about the pen needle of light. They don't care about spirit and truth. They don't care about the spiritual walk. They don't care about the spiritual talk. He said, he that walk in spirit. See, you can't walk in flesh and claim you in the spirit. See, you got to get in one side or the other. You can't go both ways or go between the fence. You can't go like that. And if you do, that means you're on the dark side. Playing both sides. And all you're doing is playing your own mind. Because you're going to end up where you thought you wouldn't. And that's how sick it is. And it's okay. People love darkness better than light. Okay, let me tell y'all something else. Let's go to let me see what time it is. Okay, Psalms 80. In Psalms 80, it was something said in Psalms 80. Let me see what that was. In Psalms 80 and verse 8 and 9. Psalms 80 and verse 8 and 9. Watch this. Psalms 80 and verse 89. Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt, though thou hast cast out the heathens and planted it. Thou preparest room before it, and did it cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. That's Israel and Judah. Thou hast brought the vine out of Egypt. So that's Israel, the house of Israel. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about how he brought them out. So that wasn't the part that I was looking at. So let me go to Matthew 21 and 33. Let me see if that's a part. And then I'm going to tell y'all something that y'all might not. I knew y'all didn't know, ladies. I know you all had no idea of what I'm going to explain to y'all. But in Matthew chapter 21 and verse 33, let me see if that's what that has to do with. Here another parable. Matthew chapter 21 and verse 33. Here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to the husband, and went into a far country. Now you see that? Let me tell you, do you all understand what that just said? Matthew chapter 21 and 33. What it's talking about is exactly what Isaiah chapter 5 was talking about. But what you're hearing now is Yeshua talking. This is not Hamashiach. This is Yeshua talking. Listen to what he says. Hear another parable. Now he's finna bring in a parable to the disciples, right? Listen to what he said. Now wait, I don't know if it's the disciples. Let me see. No, he's talking to the disciples. I think for John came. Yeah, I think he's talking to the disciples, telling them this parable. I'm thinking the parables was for the multitude. I always thought that was. But let's hear what this is, what Yeshua is saying. Listen to what he said. Hear another parable. There was a certain householder. A certain householder. Who is the householder? Let me finish it. Which planted a vineyard and hedged it around about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to the husband, and went into a far country. Who is that? Who is the certain householder? Who is the householder? Verse 33. It's a carbon copy. Carbon copy. Yeshua. Nope. Hamashiach. That's who it is. That's Hamashiach. Yeshua is talking about Hamashiach. So how is it Yeshua talking about Hamashiach? Christ. Exactly. Hamashiach is Christ. Christ is Hamashiach. That's the right hand of the Father, the Son of Yah. Okay? Now, listen to what he says. Hear another parable. This is Yeshua talking. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it around about, and dug a wine press in it. Remember, in Isaiah chapter 5, when Yah was talking, he was singing to his beloved, the one who built and planted the vineyard and built the tower. He was talking to his power. You see? So here it is again. Now, this is the parable. Look how deep this is. Watch this here. And this here householder, he dug a wine press in it and built a tower and let it out to the husband and went into a far country. Okay. Verse 34. And when the time of the fruit grew near, he sent his servants to the husband that they might receive the fruit of it. Okay. And the husband took the servants and beat one and killed another and stoned another. Okay. Who is doing this here? The husband. Who is the husband? Husband. Who is the husband? Israel. It was Israel. It's Israel, y'all. Only one killed the prophets. It's Israel and Judah. So that's what he's talking about. Listen to this here. Verse 34. When the time of the fruit grew near, he sent his servants to the husband. Remember, the husband had the wine press was built a tower, and it let it out to the husband and went into a far country. Who did? The householder. But the wine press, don't forget, we are the vineyard, and the wine press was dug, and he built the wine press in it. Okay. And he built a tower and let it out to the husband and went into a far country. And while he was gone, and when the time of the fruit from what? The vineyard grew near, he sent his servants to the husband that they might receive the fruit of it. And the husband took the servants and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Verse 36. Again, he sent another servant, more than the first. And they did unto him likewise. Now, who is these that they sent in? The servants. See, the servants represents those prophets. Remember the prophets that was killed by Israel and Judah? Every time y'all send the prophets in with them into the vineyard, they killed them. That's what that's representing. That's what those were the prophets. Israel and Judah was bad at killing. And they didn't see nothing wrong with it. But watch this here. In verse 35. And the husband took his servants, which the servants of who? This is the servants of the householder who was working in the vineyard. Okay. Now, the vineyard is Israel and Judah. The husband, the householder had servants working amongst them and amongst the leaders. I would say the husbandmen are the leaders amongst the vineyard. They work with the vineyard. Okay. But what did they do? They took in verse 35, and the husband took his servant and beat one, killed another, and stoned another one, which is stoning mean killed another one. Verse 36. And again, he sent other servants more than the first. And they did unto them likewise. They were constantly killing the prophets Yah was sending as his servant, Israel and Judah. And we want to put ourselves up on high. For what reason? Why is it we can't see who we were to the Father? Why do we have to live blind to what we done? Why do we have to live all these thousands of years Not only, we so quick to tell the Europeans, y'all beat us, y'all took this from, y'all did this. Come on that same thing of what you done to the Creator. Can it outweigh it? No. Never what the heathens done to Judah and Israel can outweigh what we done to the Father. Y'all just playing with yourself. Go somewhere and sit down. Just playing with yourself. Y'all need to get y'all tail somewhere and sit down. So what happened? Now watch this here. So they did it again. No matter how many servants he sent, they would kill them. Those were the prophets. Now watch this here. But last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, they will reverse my son. He's saying that they will reverse. I need to look up that word to see the definition. So, but it says they will revert. What's that? Reverses my son. Verse 38. But when the huntsmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. Verse 39. And they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. Now, what went on? Let me see if anybody in there. That means respect. Oh, okay. That means respect. Okay. Oh, it's me. I'm glad y'all. Thank y'all. That's what that means. It means respect. Very good. Very good. Thank you for helping this little old lady out. Now, y'all see that? What's going on here, y'all? Now, see, this is where they won't teach this thing. They won't teach this, y'all. Now, watch this. Yeshua pulled up with a parable. Yeshua pulled up. Hold up, you guys. There's nothing wrong, is it? Yeah. But check on her. Now. Okay. Okay. Now, you know what? Let me see if y'all gonna know what's going on there. In Matthew's chapter, what is this? Chapter 21, verse 33 to 39. Now, I'm gonna show y'all how this is old for me, real old. And I never mentioned it to you all. But this is a prime example that the people on this devil platform is not teaching the people, nor is the church. But people that's on these platforms can't say nothing about nobody because they're a worser. They got an opportunity to get on this devil platform and speak spirit and truth. And if you don't have the spirit and truth, shut your mouth, sit your tail down, go into the closet and seek him till he bless you, like Jacob did. Jacob wrestled all day and night until Yah came through. Oh, and he will. Yah will come through for you. But they won't give him that benefit of a doubt because they want to rule. See, they don't want Yah to stay on top. So, okay, somebody's okay, he's telling them what they're going to do to him, and they're going to kill him and try to take his hair. Yep. Mm-hmm. He was giving them the parable, exactly what's going to happen to him. But you know who he was giving it to? Israel and Judah. I don't see why you all have not, now I'm not going to say you all, but we as Judah have not realized the wicked people we've been. We don't care about Europeans, heathens, and Gentiles, and all these other races. But this is the way we've been to the Father. And why do we feel that he owed us something? And we don't have to have no respect for him, no honor. Won't praise and recognize him. Yeshua is giving you this example. You said it exactly about himself. But when Yeshua told us, Israel and Judah, Yah sent his disciples over and 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 over to you all. And you know what you did? You killed them. But you stand here in this United Snakes of America and feel somebody is just doing us you just so wrong. And never recognize how wrong your nation, your tribe has been to the Creator himself for thousands of years, even to today. You know why you can't see it? Is that's how rotten, deep evil and rotten Israel and Judah is. That's why you don't think they're the only people on the earth that can't get along. If they said that they go have a party over in, let's say Florida, 100 people. Before that party's over, they're gonna be shooting and killing. And nobody sees nothing wrong with it. But the first thing they say, they bothering us. Them heathens and Gentiles and white people, they doing this to it. They doing this. Do you ever think about how our forefathers, and it says we are worse, have done the Father? Do it ever bother y'all? Do it ever do anything to you? Do you feel that thing? Can you understand the ugliness of this tribe of Israel and Judah? Can you see it? Can you feel it? No. Why? You know why? You so busy trying to see what everybody else doing to your people and want to call all that out, but you don't want to see how ugly you've done to the Creator himself. Now, Yeshua sat there and made a parable of himself. Somebody just nailed it. He sat there and told you. What was he telling you this for? He's showing you the plan of the kingdom. He's sitting here telling Israel and Judah. He didn't come here to tell the Gentiles, the heathens, the Europeans, the Romans. He come to tell Israel and Judah that the Father's Son, his right hand, to build a vineyard, a wine press, and he had to go out into the huntsman. This is Israel and Judah. And every time he sent his servant, see, that's what I try to tell y'all. I told you, I'm not supposed to be one you like. I'm supposed to be the one you hate. I'm not supposed to say the things that pleases your flesh. I'm supposed to say the things that turns your flesh upside down. Do you really think that this sister don't understand what Yeshua is saying right here in this parable? That's one thing I learned quicker than anything was the parables. I understood the parables. And like I told y'all, when I started reading it, I said, this go way back. I mean, way back. These are the parables was the thing I got quick with the quicken I got. And the first thing I got out of that was, oh, Father, your people then killed everybody you sent from heaven. Now he's sending them from heaven, y'all, to do what? What is y'all sending his servants down here to do? To help you. And what you do? You kill them. And you can't even see nothing wrong. And you walk around like ain't nothing wrong with you. You kill them. Why? Because they tell the truth. The truth is worth killing. Because darkness in the world. They don't like light. They'll come put light out quick. They love the darkness. So just imagine all them prophets coming down here. And because they got among, they didn't call themselves down here. He said he sent his servants. So they came down from the kingdom to speak to Judah and Israel on behalf of Yah, to be the voice of peace for Yah. And what did you do? You kill them, Israel and Judah. And you walking around in the year 2024 said everybody bothering Yah. Everybody took this from you. They did. Yah said you better check that right hand, because he's the power over all things. That's what makes him the I am. I can be whatever I want to be, and I am. But we sit around and we okay all the wrong that our nation and our tribe does. We don't see nothing wrong with it. That shows you the thickness of rebellion and stiff neck and disobedience. That's what it really does. It shows you the thickness of it. That's how hardcore it is. Stiff neck. It shows you exactly. It matches to the T, y'all. So Yeshua went on and even told you, and he started, and he sent his son. He sent his son. I know a lot of y'all didn't recognize that. Look in verse 37. But last of all, he sent unto them his son. Whose son is that? Which son is that? Anybody know? Which son is that? Which son is that? Not Hamashiach. Which son is that? The son is telling the story, the parable. What son is that? You see, it's lowercase. What makes it Yeshua? It's Yeshua. You see that lowercase? What does the lowercase mean? Son of man. But also, what do the lowercase? I like that correction. It's the son of man, but that's Yeshua. That's Yeshua. So you see that son like that. What are you seeing? When you see where it says, and sent unto them his son. You know what that son is saying? Flesh. He don't want you to get it mixed up. He don't want us to get it mixed up, y'all. He wants you to know that was a son that was born of a man. Exactly. The son of man. Flesh. That's why he kept it low key. Look at both sons in verse 37. You see how low key it is? It's revealed in flesh. Something that 99.9 can't teach on this devil platform because they have no idea that the son of man and the son of Yah is totally different. They have no idea, and nor do they care. If you got 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 10, 15,000 people following you, and you follow, and you know that, and you come to the knowledge that you had it wrong, you think you're gonna turn? You ain't gonna turn, because then you have to change everything you taught, and that's why they will not. They will not tell the truth. Yeshua telling the parable, and Yeshua is the example of the son. That, and he said that they killed him too, didn't they? In verse 38. Let us kill him and let us seize on his inheritance. In verse 39, and they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard and showed them him, meaning killed him. When they cast him out of the vineyard, what was they doing, y'all? What would you think they were doing when they cast him out of the vineyard? What does it mean? What does it mean when it says, and they cast him out of the vineyard? What does it mean? And they cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. Slew him mean they killed him. But why was they casting him out of the vineyard? Anybody know? Okay, the vineyard is who? The vineyard is who? The vineyard is Israel and Judah. The vineyard is Israel and Judah. So if they cast him out of the vineyard, they cast the Lion of Judah out. So hiding the rats behind you, running around here talking about we the Lion of Judah. You that lion Jacob said you were. Slothful, lazy, and won't get up until the Lion of Judah come. That's what Jacob said about Judah. And nobody won't preach. These men on these devil platforms, they won't teach that, won't preach it, because it'll tell them exactly why our men are the way that they are today. See, they won't go nowhere near the truth of who they are. And y'all said, hold up. Wait till they see Isaiah 3:25, along with what Isaiah says it, Jeremiah and Ezekiel. He gonna throw down. He even talk about the shepherds. He talk about them all. And then you bet he call them who they are, men. They took him out of who he was. He came out of the bloodline of Judah, and they kicked him out of Judah. That's why it says, and they caught him and cast him out of the vineyard. They took him out. They made him not a part of Judah nor Israel. And then they murdered him. They didn't include him. But then they got their tails out here today. Talking about we the Lion of Judah. Sit y'all stupid tails down and find out how ugly of a people you are. Jacob said you ain't gonna do nothing. Be lazy and slothful. And here today, they still won't teach that and preach that. Just like Deuteronomy 28 end game. They won't teach that thing. Because if they teach it, then they have to go back and repent to all the people and teach that thing right. They ain't gonna do it. They rather you be lost with them going through that broad gate than for them to turn the right way. They won't do it. They won't teach it. It is about who we are. Exactly. And they kicked him out. But then today, the children of the forefathers, oh, we the Lion of Judah. And they run around here with the lion and all this on their front shirt and in the back, and women making earrings and all this. Y'all say he don't want to deal with no stones and no wood. So stop carving all this mess out. He said don't do that. But do they do it? They carve wood out for put around their neck, carve earrings out, stones, they don't care. They make anything and putting his name on it, thinking they represent him. That's the opposite. That's that stiff neck. That's that part, they stiff neck. They stiff neck. They don't want to do right. He said, don't ever try to use wood and stone to worship him. These ignorant people, these ignorant women too. They just as stupid as a doorknob. Run around here thinking because they taking some wood and jewelry, and he tell you don't try to use stone and wood to worship him? Oh no. Y'all, they gone. They been gone. They gone. That's just it. They gone. They gone. That's just it. They gone. They gone for good, y'all. They gone. And it said they would be, but I like to keep saying it. They gone. They gone. Everything he say, don't do. But then I did a study on stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. Guess what it is? Of people who don't follow rules. Ain't that deep? So if you don't follow rules, you can't follow no law and no commandment. You run around here trying to whoop people with. You see? They won't follow no order. That's why Judah would have his hands in the neck of his enemy. Because he's gonna always be fighting even when he wrong. That's what Jacob was saying. And it's a pitiful thing that Jacob was dying and he wanted to seal in them who they and their generations to come, all the way to today, is going to be. And when it got to Judah, he told Judah straight up. He told Judah straight up. The others is going to look up to Judah. Judah didn't understand because the Messiah came out of Judah. That's why they're going to look up at Judah. The line of Judah came from Judah. That's why they're looking up to Judah. But in this reality, no, you ain't going to find none of the Hebrew Israelites looking up to Judah. No. They wouldn't even look at Judah. They won't even consider Judah any kin to them. They don't want to have nothing to do with Judah. Judah don't even get along with Judah. Sad thing, but it ain't too sad. The father said it's going according. It's still going according to his guideline. Ain't nothing going out of order. Everything is Deborah. Everything is rumbling. But the beauty of repeating this message was he wanted me to let you know that when we're seeing things done in the world, understand he will show you the part of it that they're doing is still in his hand. And it's not like it's in his hand to where don't you got nothing to worry. No, he's letting you know. Oh, how you think tribulation gonna pull up? How can tribulation pull up in there? Come on here. Pull up tribulation. How it's gonna pull up? How would judgment hit the earth? Huh? How's judgment gonna hit the earth? How's his fire gonna come to the earth? How's all these earthquakes in diverse places? How's all this pestilence, which is going to be diseases that they put out? How's all these things going to happen? Huh? You think y'all coming from off the throne and say, hold up, let me get down there, Deborah, I'll take care of this. You think he doing it like, baby? You don't have to move from where he at. His will is walking itself out. I told you, we stuck on A. He down there at Z somewhere. He just gave us grace and mercy. He said, let me get on down here to the Z. I'm the beginning and the end. And I'm down here, closer to the end. They still sitting up there at A. You might as well sit your tail at A. Because if he ain't giving the glory and the honor and the praise for who he was, who he is, and who he going to be, and all that power that he is consist of, and who he is, you need to sit your tail at A. And don't even look out the door and see B. Sit your tail on A. Because A is loaded with darkness. It says you ain't going nowhere but in a circle. So whenever they open up the circus, make sure you get you at least 15, 20, 100 tickets. So you can go on to all these clown shows on this devil platform and entertain yourself. Because that's pretty much what you do. These people ain't giving you nothing to go on. Nothing. And I'm going to tell you where he was telling me to make it a repeat. You remember that program that I gave y'all? I said, if you want to know what's going on, go to them. 99.9 wouldn't go. 99.9 of y'all wouldn't go. But he wanted me to tell you this. That's the only way they got it. They going to give it to you like heaven's going to pull it down. So you can sit your butt back there and act like you all holy than thou, and you got from A to Z, you there already with Yah. Baby, you ain't going to no Z. You ain't going nowhere near it. You still on A. You still clowning on A. And ain't got the sense to go to look out the window to B. Because you're still clowning in A. And B takes you to a little bit of something in spirit and truth. Needs to give you a pin needle of light. It's better to have a pin needle than to have none. No, they want to sit up in A. They want to live and die. Like Hosea, when it says, my people perish. And it's almost every time I read that, I think, Father, you act like it's something they glad about. They are. They perish due to lack of knowledge because they rejected. Yeah, they perish. And if you don't understand how he nailed that, he called them his people. But he also said they perished due to lack of knowledge. And because of that, you reject me, I'm going to reject you. He know that knowledge that you rejected is spiritual. So y'all going to kick rocks. Keep on gripping that fleshly knowledge, that fleshly understanding, that fleshly wisdom, and calling it the spiritual. It ain't none of y'all teaching nothing spiritual. Y'all ain't got nothing in neither hand and neither. Just speaking that stuff out of your flesh and leading the mass because you got a lot of subscribers in life. You want to be famous. Y'all want you to be famous too, because that's going to be your portion. Because your next portion is the lake of fire. So enjoy it. That's what Solomon said. For it is your portion. So enjoy it. And I say that to many of people who on this earth thinking because they got A to Z, they covered. They got all this and that. I don't need nobody. I got what I need, and I don't need nobody. I'm holy and I'm saved and I'm this because I got what I need. They don't have what I have. And you know what I'm saying? Those are people Solomon was talking about. He said, good, you got it. Enjoy it because that's your portion. And anytime your portion is on the earth that you enjoy and it is your portion, that's because your next portion is the lake of hell. How about that? How about that? How you like me now? So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Shalom and shalom.